Hi, and welcome to the Division of Fire Safety's YouTube channel. We're in the Williston Fire Department to talk about Not Fearing Firefighters and Gear. And we have here with us Senior Firefighter Samakis.
Thanks again for joining us here at the Division of Fire Safety Series. Today we find ourselves here in Williston with Senior Firefighter Samakis. Firefighter Samakis, what's your role here at the Williston Fire Department?
Yeah, so I'm a senior firefighter and a paramedic here at the department, and I'm also the EMS coordinator for the department.
Awesome. How long have you been here?
Total 13 years, but going on 10 and a half years full-time.
Awesome, that's great. So we're kind of going over a lot of different things that firefighters wear and equipment and things of that nature. Let's start off with the SCBA and that tank that's on your back. What does that do to you, help you out with?
Yeah, sure. It lets us, propel up into the sky.
No, that's pretty fancy.
No, it allows us to have fresh air on our back. So if we go into a smoky environment, into a fire, something of that sort, we have fresh air to breathe, so we're not inhaling it into our lungs and getting sick.
So all those toxic smoke and everything else that people may have when a fire happens in their home, that protects you, your lungs and everything else to be able to do your job.
Absolutely, yeah. We don't want to inhale all that all those toxic gases. So we want to breathe in fresh air, and that allows us to do so. Carry on our back like a backpack, and we have the capabilities to do that.
What's one thing that people should know if they find themselves entrapped in a smoke-filled building, whether that's their home, maybe a neighbor's house they're visiting, or even their place of business?
So if they're finding themselves trapped in a home or whatever the structure that they're in, biggest thing is to close the door that they're in to help buy them time, so the fire doesn't come into the room, allows us time to come in and effectively try to do a form of rescue. Another thing is don't be quiet. Make yourselves known. Yell out loudly. If you hear us calling out either your name or, hey, is there anyone in there, be as loud as you can so we know where we should go.
Right, so all those kids that might be watching, this is the time to use your outside voice inside for sure.
Exactly.
So a lot of firefighters, we also, with that breathing apparatus that you're wearing, have that mask and you're all covered up in all this gear. Sometimes that can be intimidating to people, but that's all there for your protection, right? That's not something that anybody should be intimidated about. And if you find yourself in that position where you've closed the door, you're waiting for rescue, or you can't get out, and you see a firefighter and they don't see you, what should your actions be?
Yeah, if we don't see you, but you see us, like I said, make as much noise as you can. If you can't yell or scream because of the toxic fumes or what have you, try to bang on something that's available, make as much noise as possible so it'll direct our attention to try to locate them.
Right, so if you're inside, you make as much noise as you can, and if you can grab them and let them know you're there, they're gonna turn around and make that rescue for you and get you right out.
Yep,
sure.
Absolutely.
So awesome. And what's one tool that every house should have to protect themselves so they get early warning to be able to notify them that there may be a danger of a fire in their residence?
Yeah, obviously smoke detectors, right? The smoke detectors save lives, and that early notification means life and death essentially. So if you hear those smoke detectors going off, hopefully it's not just by cooking. If it's the actual fire, have a way out of your house, have an escape plan pre-planned ahead, and get yourselves out of the home.
Right, that's perfect. Make sure you practice those plans. And the Division of Fire Safety does offer a program called Fire Safe 802 to fire departments. And I'm guessing you guys have probably a smoke detector program that if residents of the town of Williston needs smoke detectors, they can reach out to you guys, and you guys can provide that as a service to the community.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, we do have smoke detectors on hand along with carbon monoxide detectors as well.
Right, it's a good point. Carbon monoxide is a silent killer. So making sure that your home's protected not only from smoke, but also carbon monoxide. So now we're going to have Assistant State Fire Marshal Maurice Vandemark and Senior Firefighter Samakis go over some of the gear. I'll turn it over to Assistant State Fire Marshal Maurice Vandemark now.
Yeah, so when we get a fire call, we come downstairs to our apparatus that we're assigned to, and thankfully we have these easy on, easy off boots here that makes us able to take off our boots nice and quick.
That's always a good thing.
It is. Saves time.
So what's that you're putting on?
So this is a Nomex hood. We put it on much like a snow hood for kids. We put it up over our head, and when it's fully deployed, if you will, it's going to protect our ears, it's going to protect our neck and our hair, because we don't want to have any form of injury, so we're going to use this to help protect us.
I don't have much hair to worry about. So.
Some don't, and some have kids who who lose it a little sooner than later. But and then we go ahead and we step into our turnout gear here. So boots, they're steel toes, so we don't hurt our toes. So if anything falls on them, it keeps them protected. Then we have our structural pants, our firefighting pants, which protect us from the waist down, essentially. Protect our legs. We have padding in our knees, so when we're crawling around doing a search or doing whatever fire activity that we need to conduct, we are able to do so and protect our knees. Then we have suspenders, because we're bouncing around in a house or doing whatever we need to do, and we don't want our pants falling down. So these keep us going. For me, my next piece of equipment that I put on is my portable radio. This allows us to keep into contact with command or what other companies that we're operating with. So this is what I typically put on next. And then I put on my turnout coat. So it's a big jacket. It's got a thermal lining inside of it, moisture barrier, helps protect us, our upper part of our body.
It looks pretty heavy. It
is, yeah. It weighs a decent amount, and especially temperatures much like today and yesterday, it gets pretty warm quick. So, but at the end of the day, it's going to protect us in that atmosphere. Protect us against the heat, against steam, what have you. So, it's rated to a certain temperature. So hopefully it'll protect us and allow us to conduct our job. And again, as you see, I have my portable radio kind of underneath of my coat. I do this personally. Everyone does it differently. So if I'm searching around, my radio doesn't go and swing ahead of me, and it doesn't get caught up. So it eliminates any catch hazard, if you will. My portable mic is attached to me now. So we have our SCBAs, like we touched base about. Again, it's on a backpack harness. These go over our shoulders, and we carry this on our back. It has a full cylinder of fresh air, and this is the mask that we wear on our face. So
how big is that cylinder?
So it's rated to 4,500 PSI. So it's rated for us to do about 45 minutes worth of work-ish. But every cylinder is different. Other departments carry different duration of time cylinders. But when you're working in an atmosphere, let's say much like today, you might only get 20 minutes out of the cylinder just because of the heat and what you're doing for activities. So these are mounted in our apparatus. So if we're on the fire engine, they're built into our seats, so we can put them on easily. Or we can put them on much like a backpack. And we're going to cinch it down so it's nice and snug to you. So when you're moving around and doing all of the activities that you need to conduct, it's going to stay with you, and it's nice and secure, high up on your back. So hopefully you don't have a back injury. So, all right. So I'm almost there, ready to go into the fire.
You're almost ready.
So next thing we want to do is turn on our cylinder, which when we turn it on, it makes some beeps and noises. It lets us know it's working appropriately. And here too, this is a gauge which tells us our level in our tank. So it tells us how much air we have left in it. And also in our display here, it gives us a time rating as well. So it'll actually do a calculation and correlate how fast we're breathing and give us a time limit of how much time we have left on our cylinder. So I'm going to put the mask on here. And again, this might be, scary to some kiddos, but we just sound really, really funny, that's all. So
This protects our face, so we can still see out of our mask, we can still talk. Sounds a little muffled, but it's going to protect our facial structure. And then we use the hood to come up over. And again, we don't want any skin showing. So it covers my hair, it covers my ears, it covers my neck, and everything that I need to have covered, so I don't have any skin showing. From there, put on my helmet to protect my noggin, because I got a lot of good information up there and I want to keep safe. So
Yes, you do, and we want you back on our show.
So that's going to protect my head, because when we're in a structure in a fire or what have you, we're crawling around on our hands and knees, so we can't always see the best. So this is going to protect us from running into things if we do. And then I have my gloves, which are very thick structural firefighting gloves. And again, it's to protect us, but we still have some form of dexterity, and we don't have any skin showing. So the only skin I have showing is in through my mask, and then everything else is protected. And then I clip into my ear, and then I'm breathing fresh air.
Well, that's pretty cool. It's definitely a lot of gear, though.
It is. It weighs a fair amount, you know, but that's why we stay pretty fit and able to let us work and wear the gear to keep us safe.
Well, that's good. See, now you guys don't have to be so scared of the gear, because it's just a regular guy, just like me, in the gear, just keeping safe to make sure you guys are safe to get out of the house.
There's approximately 1.1 million firefighters across the United States, with 5,500 of those being right here in Vermont.
Our need for volunteer firefighters is at a high demand. If you want to join, reach out to your local fire department and send in an application. And if you want to go the career route, fill out an application for them too and send it in.
A special thanks to the Williston Fire Department for help on this month's video. And as always, remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on that notification bell so you know when we post videos to this channel. Give us a like.
And as always, remember to check your smoke and CO alarms, because working alarms save lives.